So many people are moving to the city of Cumming, but why? In this video, I'm going to tell you the number one reason why so many people are moving to Cumming, Georgia. The city of Cumming is just north of the city of Alpharetta, also on Highway 400. Cumming is in Forsyth County, which is a bit more of a rural landscape there. It's a kind of a smaller town than Alpharetta. And so it certainly has a different vibe there in Cumming. It's more a little more country than like Alpharetta or Roswell or Johns Creek. But again, it's also off of 400. So to get to the city of Atlanta from Cumming, it would be about a 45-minute drive, maybe an hour during rush hour. In comparison to cities like Marietta, which are a bit more of a busy city or a bigger city, they have lots of things to do there, lots of shops and restaurants. Cumming is much more small town kind of feel. There's not really a whole lot of things to do there in the city of Cumming, but there are still some things to do. They have the Halcyon. The Halcyon is kind of like the city center that they have there in Cumming. It's kind of a live, work, and play area. There's a few areas to live around the Halcyon, and then there in the middle of the Halcyon are shops and restaurants, and it's become very popular. It's certainly one of the busiest parts of the city of Cumming, and it's a really big draw to a lot of the people who move to the city of Cumming, but that's not the main reason why people are moving there. Of course, if you're thinking about moving to the city of Cumming or you just want to know what it's like to live there, feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you so much to everyone who has reached out. I'm always happy to help. Also, the school ratings there in Cumming are very good. I would say the average in Metro Atlanta for school ratings is around a 4 or 5 out of 10 when we look at Metro Atlanta as a whole. Whereas in the city of Cumming, the average school rating is about an 8 or a 9. So certainly much better than the rest of Metro Atlanta. The city of Cumming has Daves Creek Elementary School, which is a 9 out of 10, Vickery Creek Middle School, which is a 9 out of 10, and South Forsyth High School, which is also a 9 out of 10. So certainly some very good schools there in the city of Cumming, but that's not the reason why so many people are moving there. And then the amount of traffic that's in the city of Cumming is relatively low compared to some of the other major cities around Metro Atlanta. Cities like Alpharetta or Marietta, those cities tend to have a bit more traffic. And so the city of Cumming is not like that. They don't have quite as much traffic. Of course, there's always traffic on Highway 400, especially during rush hour, and that is the main road to get from Cumming to the city of Atlanta. But off of that main highway, it's not nearly as bad, and that's really because of just how much of a rural landscape it is. There's a lot more back roads, there's a lot more ways to get here and there, and there's not nearly as many people who live in the city of Cumming. So because of that, the amount of traffic there is not nearly as bad. Also, you know, you're not going to go to a grocery store that's packed full of people. You don't have to stand in long lines at the bank or at the grocery store. Cumming is a much more smaller town, so that's not something that you really have to deal with in that city. Before I tell you what the main reason is why everyone is moving to Cumming, you should also know that the average home value in Cumming is about $550. Like many of the cities around Metro Atlanta during this winter months of 2022, the average home values are slowly kind of coming down. In July, the average home value for the city of Cumming was about $575. And today, as we approach December, the average home value in Cumming is about $550. So it's certainly a really good price range, especially when you consider how close it is to some of the other major cities of Metro Atlanta. But the main reason why everybody is moving to the city of Cumming is that Cumming is so close to the city of Alpharetta and in many ways is similar to the city of Alpharetta. So people who want to have those same Alpharetta amenities and have the kind of proximity to the Avalon and downtown Alpharetta will very often live in the city of Cumming, but have a much more affordable price range. The average home value in Alpharetta is about $650 or $700, but you can have all of those same amenities of Alpharetta, but live just north of Alpharetta, where the average home value is $550. But keep in mind that there are quite a few differences between Cumming and Alpharetta, and if you're thinking about using this strategy of living close to Alpharetta but only paying an average of $550, you should know what the big differences are between Cumming and Alpharetta. One of those big differences is that Alpharetta has an average school rating of like a 9 or a 10. Some of the best schools in all of Metro Atlanta are there in Alpharetta. Not quite the same in Cumming. The average school ratings there in Cumming are good, an 8 or a 9, but not quite the same as Alpharetta. And then also, the city of Cumming does not have a whole bunch of shopping like Alpharetta. There is no like Avalon or downtown Alpharetta in the city of Cumming. They do have the Halcyon, which is kind of nice. It is a big draw, but it's not quite the same. So that's certainly a big difference there. And then I would say one of the biggest differences between those two cities is that Alpharetta has more of a suburban feel. There are a lot more people in the city of Alpharetta. And so there's a lot more things to do there. The distance to like a grocery store or different shopping or different restaurants is very close in Alpharetta, whereas in the city of Cumming is not quite the same. There's less things to do there. And to get to a grocery store may take you a little bit longer because Cumming is still really growing a lot. It's still very much developing. It's kind of on the outskirts of that growth bubble that we often talk about on this channel. Cumming is the fastest growing city in all of Metro Atlanta. And one of the reasons for that is there's so much land that's still undeveloped in the city of Cumming. There's plenty of space for new development, new shopping, and new homes. If you want to see more about the neighborhoods in the city of Cumming, click on this video where we go on a tour of some of the neighborhoods. I'll see you there.